morning.
Good morning, good dark morning. It'll go all light in a minute because we're just trapped between two buildings and it's ready. It's going to start getting light and...
I've seen the light.
Have you seen the light? I'm not going to sing to you.
Please don't.
Okay. Right, anyway, so... Today we're going to talk about...
I've forgotten.
Oh my god.
No, I haven't. How old
Beliefs are holding you
you
back.
back.
Do you want to try that again? So today we're going to talk about...
Old beliefs holding you back.
How old beliefs are holding you back. A beard. It's a shame that.
You need to shave that. It's very ginger.
Shut up. Do you know, I'd have like one of them big ones that everyone else
No,
has
you wouldn't.
if it were a slightly different colour. Because it does look good, it grows nice, look, you see.
You wouldn't, because you're not a trend follower. You're a trend setter. You're unique because you haven't got a beard.
Problem is when you have a clean shave,
Oh my lord.
if you then decide to have a clean shave, what happens is your top lip just looks massive.
Why?
I don't know, because it's used to having like fluff on it.
Okay.
Anyway, we're rambling. Let's keep focused.
One of us is.
So today we're going to talk about
How old beliefs are holding you back.
how old beliefs are holding you back. And it is something that's, for the first time, you can put your hand up and say it's not your fault.
Yay.
Because it's not your fault.
Yay.
These are things that have been pre-programmed into your...
Psyche.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking why cars were turning around, was it? Yeah, these are things that's been programmed into your psyche and built paradigms that make you react in certain
Make you
ways.
what?
React. Respond.
React. Is it
in certain
also
ways.
making you make up your own words
so
as well?
what you need to look at is
Talking over me.
talking over you, yeah, because you're talking nonsense.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. So I mean, like one of the big beliefs that we've always been told is that whatever you do, don't get into debt. No matter what you do not get into debt. And I remember that was something I was always taught. Is don't get into debt, Jonathan. If you can't afford it, don't have it. Don't get into debt. Don't do this.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't not get into debt these days because, well, unless you live in a tree or something, because your mortgage, that's debt.
Yep. But this is the problem, you see, is before we continue, let me just say I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not regulated and authorised by the Financial Conduct Authority. Is it FCA? No, it isn't FCA, not FSA, because they're not even regulated by themselves because they're useless. But I'm not. So
the opinions expressed herein are of Jonathan Covey and Jonathan Covey alone.
And send them out.
With me just putting in.
With you putting in, yeah. But with jesting aside, I'm not a financial advisor. But what I will say is that debt is your best friend. But this is what you've got to understand is there's two sides to debt. There's good debt and there's bad debt. And what most people do is they run around getting into debt buying materialistic nonsense. So they'll go and buy a TV, they'll go and buy a PlayStation. What are they up to now? PS, was it 5, 4?
4.
Xbox 960s or whatever they're called. And they'll go and rinse all this
Obviously,
debt up.
John is not a gamer.
Not at all. I stopped that when I was 12. So should you. No, if it gives you, if you enjoy it, pretend you're 13 again or 12. But you know what? We've been told
Anyone else
that.
you want to insult today?
I'm gonna keep on coming. Do you know there's good debt and there's bad debt, and so many people will go and they'll buy a watch on debt and put it on a credit card, and then they'll buy a TV and they put it on the credit card. They'll buy a car and put it on deposit on the car on the credit card.
Especially this time of year as well, because it's obviously running up to Christmas.
Running up to Christmas, yeah, and they just a massive amount of bad debt. And the difference between good debt and bad debt is obviously things like that what we just mentioned. Good debt is something that's got a cost to service it, but actually produces income. So as I just mentioned, a property is actually a fantastic debt to have. You know, if you've got a property that's, let's say it's cost you 100 grand to buy the house, and your mortgage payments on that is say £400-500 a month, but that produces £650 worth of rental income. You're making a cash flow of £150.
Providing someone lives in it.
Well, providing someone lives in it, yeah. So that's actually a good debt. So imagine if you had 100 of those. Do you know, all of a sudden you've got quite a good sizable income from having debt. And this is the big difference: is debt is fantastic if you use it correctly. Debt's lethal if you just go and spend it recklessly. And we've all been there. Well, maybe not all of us, but most of us have done it. You know, we've spent money that we didn't have, and we've used the credit cards, and then we've remortgaged the house. I've done it before in the past when I was younger, to pay off your credit card. And it's only through trial and error, I suppose, do you actually start to understand that debt, if leveraged correctly, can be your best friend, can be fantastic. So that's one.
So I was going to say, so that's the first old school belief.
Old belief, debt is bad. Another one is live within your means. I was actually waiting for you to kick in then, but you didn't. No. So yes.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say something else.
Okay. Live within your means. Live within your means. What does that actually mean? It means spend less than you earn. Makes sense, I suppose. But let me tell you something. While ever you're living within your means, you will never live the life that you want. Fact. While ever you're living within your means, you will not live the life you want. Just think about that for a minute. It's true. You can't have the house, the car, the lifestyle, the holidays, the income, the everything, while ever you're living within your means.
What were you telling me about some rich man? I can't remember his name now. You were telling me the other night how he's like worth God knows how many millions or billions or whatever, but he's never actually got any money. He's always skint because every penny that he earns, he invests.
Reinvest it back into it. I forget what it were now. I don't know if it was an ebook I was reading or something, but every bit of money that he makes, he just wipes it out every month. So he's worth, I forget what it were now. I think it's only worth something like 400 million. Net worth,
money in the bank.
But he didn't have any money because he just completely wipes his account out every month and puts it into property or investments or whatever it is he's investing into. So every month he's back to zero. You know, pays his obviously cost of living, invests everything else, which is not a bad strategy to have really. But the thing is, while ever you're living within your means, you'll not get that car. You'll not have them type of holidays. You'll not live in the house that you want. You've got to stretch yourself. You've got to push yourself. Because otherwise you'll never get anything. You'll never get the things that you want. I was talking to someone the other week and I was telling, I think it was the keynote speak that I'd speak. Keynote, I can't speak today. The keynote, anyway, I was doing a talk at the weekend. And I was saying to these guys, that's yeah, obviously not this morning. I've not had a coffee yet. I have, I'm not sure. But I was saying, listen, do you know, I remember speaking with a friend of mine and he'd got a Mercedes, and it were a lovely Mercedes, and it were costing him probably, I think he said it were like maybe £500 a month to lease or purchase, however he did the deal. But what he really wanted was this other car, which were, I think it were this new Jag or some sort like this. But the Jag was £100 extra, it was £600 a month. And he says, the problem is I can't really afford the Mercedes, really. I said, have you missed any payments on it? Oh no, I don't do that. I make sure no matter what happens, payments will always get paid. My credit's important. I said, well, go and get the Jag. He said, but I can't afford it. I said, well, you can't afford merch, so you might as well have one that you want. You know, if you can't afford either, get the one that you really want. Because you'll find a way to make it. You've just said that. You never miss a payment, you don't default, your credit's gold, you want to keep it that way, then go and get the one that you really want. If you can't afford both, get the one that you want. And this is where people just don't think that way. Do you know, they think, well, I can't afford it because my beliefs I've been told is debt is bad, live within your means, all this kind of stuff. And while ever you're doing that, you're never going to strive forward, you're never going to push, you're never going to get out your comfort zone, you're never going to be made uncomfortable. And this is the thing, that you've got to get really used to feeling uncomfortable. Sorry, no, you've got to get comfortable feeling uncomfortable, is what I meant to say then.
But that ties into other things that we've talked about, like sales and stuff. No one's like comfortable with sales, but You've got to make sure that
you are
comfortable with being uncomfortable.
You've got to be, because that means you're growing. It means you're pushing forward and you're moving on. I can't speak today, can I? And then another one. So that's two, and we'll finish with a third because we're into 10 minutes now. So we'll do this one really quick, and it's one that I've been talking about for ages now, which is, and Sarah knows what this one is because it's what you were going to say.
Don't talk to strangers.
Don't talk to strangers. Stranger danger.
Man.
What?
I haven't got my pass.
Oh
yeah.
P.
Right,
Don't speak to strangers. We've been told all our life from an early age not to speak to strangers because strangers
are bad.
They're bad. Yeah, do you know? And the problem with that belief is that we grow up and we find it incredibly difficult to speak to strangers. You go to breakfast meetings, it's difficult to speak to strangers. You go for job interviews, it's difficult to speak to strangers. You try and approach people in the street, it's difficult to speak to strangers. You're on a night out in town and you see a girl who's really attractive, or a guy who's really attractive. You can't walk over to him and say, hey, because you've been told it's obviously strangers, it's tough, don't speak to strangers. And it's just something that is again just pre-drilled into us, and it's something that you need to move and get away with.
It's a habit you need to break.
Gotta break it. Everything that life has available for you, guess who's got it?
Stranger.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I didn't realise you were waiting for me to say that then.
And I remember, well, I'm not telling you now because it's moving on, but it's a story about my daughters. I've always told them, you know, they can have things that they want in life, and it so happened that my well, I'll tell you another time, but basically she went up to a random stranger and asked him for some money, which were hilarious, but I'll fill that story another time anyway. So final thoughts, break your beliefs and step out of your comfort zone. Final thought is get comfortable being uncomfortable. You know, start doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. Start asking people for things, start working with people, start pushing forward, start looking at ways how you can accumulate more money. That means getting into debt. Start looking at all these other things. What are you pointing at?
That man hanging off the building.
Oh, yeah.
He's supposed to be cleaning the windows.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
And turn it up.
Thanks, bye.